Welcome back. The Grumble and Grouch Show, Episode 7. John Wick, number 4.
John Wick. More like John Wiggity Wiggity Whack.
Hey, I thought the first two, amazing. Absolutely loved them. 3 was a little bit of a letdown, but still, it was pretty solid. But this last one, very disappointing.
Good lord, that was the worst movie I ever seen in my life. Oh my god, that was
Yeah,
horrible,
I wouldn't say it's the worst, but it had its moments. I thought it was pretty good, but for the most part, no, it was a pretty big letdown.
What, like 5 minutes at a 3-hour movie? Oh my.
Yeah. Well, it was way longer than I would have thought. Yeah, so I was seriously disappointed. It had its moments, but for the most part, a bit of a letdown.
And by a bit, you mean a lot?
Yeah, pretty much. Yeah, so the movie begins where John Wick is in the desert chasing these 3 Arabs in the desert, just blasting away, shooting at them. And eventually he kills all 3. And then he ends up meeting the head Arab guy from the last movie, John Wick 3.
He's like, you can't have your finger back, John.
Yeah, no, he wanted his finger back, and he wouldn't give it to him. And then he said, hey, how do I avoid everyone trying to kill me? What can I do? What are my options? And he's like, yeah, there are no options. You're just going to have to die. And he goes, okay. So John takes out his gun and blasts this guy in the head. So, okay, that's a good, strong beginning. I thought that was pretty cool. I'm not having a problem with it so far. So good.
John was like, if I have to die, everybody's dying with me because I'm going to drag you to 3 hours of freaking nonsense. I felt like I died inside a little bit.
Yeah, no. Oh, there was major issues, like a lot of like scenes where they're just walking here and they're showing John walking there. I was like, you could have cut 20 minutes out of this movie. We're cutting down. I get it. I see where he's going. This doesn't have to like 3 minutes of showing him walking from one spot to another. Too much of that. But it was a very drawn out movie. But anyway, so that's how it starts. And so he kills the Arab leader, or whoever he was. Mm-hmm. And they show the hotel. The Winston and his concierge, the black guy, I don't know his name. And they're saying they're going to have to destroy this hotel, which was in New York. Was it?
Yeah, it was in New York.
Okay. So this hotel is going to be demolished, and you have 1 hour to evacuate. Anyone who's left alive, you're all going to die.
I just thought a simple note saying out of business.
Yeah, it would have sufficed.
That's it, bro. They made him watch him blow it up, man. Just a little sign, man, said, hey, come back next week.
Yeah. And what about the poor people that had like already reserved a room? I was like, hey, are they going to get their money back? What if somebody didn't hear that message? Abandoned everyone out of the hotel. Get out. You have 1 hour.
Sometimes I take an hour in the bathroom, man.
Yeah, seriously.
Somebody might have tried been calling the front desk, be like, hey, can I stay here till 12? Can I extend my checkout for an hour? No. Yeah. We're about to blow up.
So because of they allowed John Wick to live, they had to destroy the hotel, the Continental in New York City. And this guy shows up in Hourglass. I guess the main antagonist, the guy who played it, I don't know his name, Skarsgård or something? I'm not sure his name. But anyways, he shows up with an hourglass and he says, he puts it down, so you have until this runs out an hour, and then the entire hotel goes up. Okay, so then he does that, and I thought was curious was, me and Grouch said, this is a pretty racist movie beginning because the only people that die are 4 poor Arabs, pretty much minding their own business. And
riding horses.
Yeah, riding horses out for their daily trot. And here comes John Wick blasting him, kills him cold-blooded in the desert. Cold-blooded. I don't know why he decided to kill those poor 3 innocent Arabs. And then he kills the head Arab. That was pretty racist. And then when they go to Winston and his concierge, the black guy, and they said, hey, you need to suffer for what you let John Wick go. So what are we going to do? We're going to kill you and your concierge. But no, they spare the white guy and kill the poor black guy who's just his number one. So, and then...
Cancel John Wick.
Yeah. And then they show this blind assassin.
Oh Oh my
this
goodness.
Chinese-
Wait a minute. Hey, this has got to be like the worst character I've ever seen in my
I
life.
hate when they introduce these blind fighters and stuff. If these blind guys are such a good fighter, how can you never see like a blind like a fencer or something? You know, only in movies is a blind guy a far better assassin, fighter, killer than a regular guy who can see. Makes no sense. It's so like
when they introduce him, he's like drinking some soup.
Yeah.
He probably doesn't even know it's wonton soup. Right? Like, you can't see anything, right?
Yeah. And they kind of play it up where sometimes he kind of can't see and he's trying to figure stuff out. Is this an entrance? Am I walking the right way? And other times he's like shooting people in the head. No problem. He knows exactly where the swords are. He can deflect other incoming swords and knives. And I didn't like this character whatsoever. Very, again, like cliche. They always have to, whenever they have like Asians, they always have to seem to put in some Asian guy who's blind. And he knows, at certain times, he knows exactly where everyone's coming from, which sword to block, and other times he's like walking into walls practically. Make your mind. Can he see or can't he see? I don't know. It's like his blindness comes and goes, you know. And then like there's a scene too where he's fighting John Wick, and then John Wick's laying on the floor, almost holding his breath. He goes, oh, maybe he won't see me. And then he kind of moves a little, and he's I got him. I see you over there. I hear you. I'm coming over there.
No, my favorite scene was at the end with the blind guy. Because, like, he's trying to find John Wick, and John Wick's again on the floor. And he's like, John Wick? John could have been like, no. My name is Charlie Banks.
Yeah, who is this fellow John Wick? If I should see him, I shall let you know.
I think I saw him roll past these stairs not too long ago. Yeah, man, it's stupid. Ugh.
Yeah, let me just preface. We are not John Wick haters. I absolutely loved John Wick 1.
Yeah.
I gave it like a 9 out of 10. John Wick 2, maybe even like a 9.5 out of 10. Amazing. You must watch it.
I like 2 better than 1.
Yeah, because I think 2 was so much action packed. I mean, how could you put so much action and great fight scenes in one movie? I was like, when it was over, I felt like, I was almost tired. Just nonstop action, very engrossing. Loved it. 1, yeah, I agree. I think 1 was not as good, only because they had a bit of a setup, and so that kind of took away from it. But 1 and 2, absolute solid 9s. 3, not as good as 1 and 2, but still okay. I'll give it like maybe like a 7, an 8. It's still pretty good entertainment. But this one, it's just didn't care for it. A lot of nonsense. I just think that they carried it too far. They kind of jumped the shark on this one, so I'm kind of disappointed. But let's carry on with some of the scenes and what happens. And
hey, just in defense for the blind guy, I mean, when Chinese people attack, they always go yeah. So I mean, you can hear him. You can hear them coming.
This is true.
He's like, I'm not deaf, guys. Pop, 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 pop. You know. So
that's true.
I don't know.
Yeah,
that's just in the blind guy's defense.
Yeah. Okay. Well, if they didn't, it were like,
be in big trouble.
Yeah. So that was his secret, Oh.
And in the next John Wick, his weakness is gonna be a mute girl.
Yeah.
He's like, where is she? Where? So, say something.
Yeah.
I'm blind. I can't see. Help! We can't fight.
Eventually, he needs allies, John Wick, and he goes to this.
But he doesn't even ask for the allies.
He doesn't. Well, I thought he went to this Japanese place, and
yeah.
And it was Japanese because they had those cherry blossom trees, so it's in Japan. So they go to Japan, and so they meet up with this guy, and he's kind of upset because why did you come here? Because now I'm in trouble with the table, and they know I'm housing you and helping you. So now I'm in trouble. So they're going to come after me. So he talks to this guy, and it's so funny the way this guy talks. Everything this guy says is like cliched, and he goes, "Any good life leads to a good death." I mean, everything this guy says is like a cliched nonsense. And I was like, everything, no matter what he asked for, hey, can I have a slice of bread? Any good piece of bread.
He's like, what do you do for a living? I write fortune cookies.
Yeah.
And run a hotel. Your lucky number is...
Yeah. Yeah. So and then what happens too is so they get wind of the fact John Wick is now being housed by this Japanese hotel. So they say, oh, you can't have that. So they send out their the table sends out their assassins to go confront the Japanese hotel. The Japanese guy and his daughter in the hotel. I thought it was so ridiculous that the Japanese, their weapon of choice is katanas and bows and arrows. And at first when I saw this, I was like, hey, I didn't realize they're going to have time travel in this John Wick movie. What is this, 1843? Why? And it's 2023. Why would you be using bows, katanas for defense? It's so ridiculous. Yeah, and bows are so much quieter than a revolver, I guess, or a handgun.
You don't hear.
Yeah. So yeah, and it's just so ridiculous. Why would you use bows? No. And then of course, the girl, you know how long it takes to reload a bow, and it's just so silly. And then so eventually she runs out of arrows, or she can't reload fast enough. So she's swinging the bow around like it's a sword now. She's whacking guys over the head. It got kind of ludicrous, I thought. Yeah, so that's when the Japanese daredevil shows up. The blind guy who can see sometimes and sometimes not. So he shows up.
Daredevil ain't got nothing on him.
And then, he shows up. He manages to find his way into the kitchen, and he breaks out a bowl of wonton soup. So he starts having the soup, and then the other assassins who they hired him to kill John Wick are like, hey, finish that bowl of soup. We got business to take care of. So eventually he finishes the soup, and he now starts hunting John Wick. And now this blind guy, I'm not even sure how he knows where he is. He's fighting, killed dozens of people, and they're swinging swords. How does he know where that sword is coming from? It's not you can smell it coming. That's all this guy really has going for him is smell and the wind. Because it was just ridiculous. This whole character. It's 2023. We know that blind guys do not make the greatest killers or fighters. So stop pretending you can get a blind guy who cannot see, as blind as a bat, is one of the greatest assassins of all time. So yeah, we got the greatest assassin, this blind Chinese guy, and another assassin. They don't portray him as an assassin, but he's a black tracker. He was called a tracker. But eventually he becomes just as good a fighter as John Wick. He's a talented guy.
He's got Dewey next to him.
Yeah, he's got Dewey, his amazingly trained dog who knows who to attack, who not to attack, And I couldn't stand with either one of these characters. As soon as I saw this black guy and this Chinese guy, I knew this is going to be a new franchise going forward. There's no way these guys are going to be bad guys. Because a black guy and his dog, no. Any guy that loves a dog, he cannot be a villain. The friend of John Wick, this Japanese guy who runs the Japanese hotel, he ends up dying because he allowed John Wick into his hotel and he shouldn't have. So he's defending his own honor, and so he ends up dying. And the Japanese guy's daughter says, you know what? You need to kill this guy to avenge my father's death. Otherwise, I may kill you. So, and then what happens is John Wick, they said to him, his buddy Winston says, the only way out of this is a little convoluted. He says, the way you need to get out of this is he needs to set up a duel with the main villain who runs the entire assassins group. The all worldwide assassin head honcho. And so he says, Winston says you need duel with the head guy. In order to do that, you need to have a family or be part of the clan that he was once part of. And then he can challenge the head guy to a duel. And the winner of the duel gets what they want, basically. You can say, hey, I'm no longer a wanted man. Or the head guy will just kill John Wick and that's the end of him. Okay. So then, so what he does is he goes to Russia, meets up with his old buddies or whatever, and they said, okay, we can do that. And so they get branded. So John Wick and this head broad, they get branded together, and now they're a team. Now he's part of a family. Now he can go and challenge the head guy.
And if you think this is halfway through the movie, this is only the first 5 minutes.
Oh my God, there was so much going on in this movie, man. Yeah. I kept looking at my watch, and I was like, bro, this is only halfway over. When is this thing going to be over? It was really dragging. Yeah, it was good scenes, but way too much chatter and just talking and just watching this guy walk from one spot to the others. Yeah, no, it was very disappointing. One of the funniest scenes, to be honest, in the entire movie. Now, at this point, one thing that bothered me too, which I thought was, I kind of get it that he has this special suit, and it's like Kevlar or some kind of like body armor. So he gets shot, no big deal. He gets shot, he didn't have to walk it off. It's like almost like nothing. Because I thought in the first couple,
John Wick can walk anything off.
Yeah, man.
I've seen
Seriously.
John Wick fall out of a 5-story building and just walk it off.
Yeah.
He's like, give me 10 seconds.
Not even 10 seconds, man. Let me catch one breath. I'm good to go.
I've seen them get hit by cars.
Yeah. Hey, I've been hit by a car in real life, and that took like 3 hours before I knew where I was, man. This motherfucker, 3 seconds, he's up and running.
Weren't you in the ER?
Yeah. That's what I'm saying.
John Wick just gets back up.
Yeah. And that car was going like 10 miles per hour, and I was, I was knocked out.
You're like, am I in heaven?
Yeah, so I was like, oh, it's just a Toyota Corolla. Imagine what a Lincoln would do. Yeah.
Not to John Wick, though.
Yeah, not John Wick, no, man. A freaking semi traveling at 60, and he'll just walk it off, man.
The worst part is
I barely felt that.
Yo, he didn't even say out.
Yeah. And you know what? What makes me laugh at this freaking movie was, so he goes to Russia to hook up with his old comrades, his old buddies, but he doesn't know where they are, I guess, at this point. It's been so long. So he goes to a church, and there's this old priest, and he goes, Father, can you please, before he can finish the sentence, the guy whips out a freaking shotgun, boom, blasts him, and he flies like 10 feet away. This is the most stunned I've seen John Wick of any movie. This old priest, who's not even an assassin, could have killed him if he had like 2 rounds of that shotgun, one to the chest, one to the head, and that would have been the end of the movie. His biggest adversary turns out to be an 84-year-old priest.
End of the movie. 2 hours and 25 minutes.
Yeah. You could have saved us a lot of grief, watch this whole boring-ass movie, if that priest only had 2 rounds of that shotgun. Eventually, then, they say you need to meet with this fat gambler guy with gold teeth and like a purple suit. I guess they need to kill him in order to be reinstated into the family.
Yeah, because the fat guy, he killed the lady's dad.
Right. So this fat, greasy-looking guy, John Wick basically needs to kill and prove that he killed him. Yeah. And at least this fat guy had some moves, man. Damn. That guy was doing like roundhouse kicks. This guy was even though he's kind of fat, he was in pretty tip-top shape. So he's doing roundhouse.
He should be in Cobra Kai, bro.
Yeah. Yeah, so it was a pretty close fight, but of course, eventually at the end, John Wick wins.
Eagle Fang.
Yeah. He throws him off, and he ends up head first down on a pavement somewhere. So John Wick goes down, takes out a tooth, brings it to the head Russian girl, and says, here's a tooth. Oh, you're part of the family. And that's when they get branded. And then now he's part of a family. Now he can do the duel with the head of the entire assassins.
The Marquis.
The Marquis, yes.
Something.
Yes. Okay, so what happens too is like I said, I knew for a fact that there was this Japanese guy named Kane, the blind guy. He's a good guy. I could tell right from the freaking jump. There's no way they're going to kill this guy off. And the black guy, we're going to end up being his buddies. And true to form, at the end of the movie, he's basically hugging these 2 guys. They're his best friends now. This Japanese blind guy and the black guy. Now they're all buddy-buddy. I guess the Marquis hires the Japanese blind guy to kill John Wick.
Well, it's almost like a threat, right? Because if you don't kill him, your daughter's gonna die.
Right. So he'll get millions for killing Wick, but at the same time, if he doesn't, I guess this Marquis knows about his daughter, and the daughter will end up getting killed. Mm-hmm. So he has to do it just for his family or whatever. So I get that, but we're gonna have a duel, me versus the Marquis, And if I win, I'm a free man. And if you win, you can kill me, and get the $20 million at this point, or $30 million. I don't even know what it is. It kept upping the.
Yeah, eventually got up to like 50 million. Or
50 million. Yeah, they kept upping the
amount,
the bounty on his head. I think it started like 18 million at the beginning, and then it was 20, and then 24, and like I said, by the end it's like 50 million.
But I mean, you could give the blind guy a $10 bill and be like, "Here's 18 billion. Here's $1,000."
Seriously, yeah. Yeah.
Give him Monopoly money, right?
Yeah.
And be like, "Ooh, how much wonton soup can I buy?" Oh, this movie was horrible.
Yeah.
Yeah. One of the funny scenes oh my god, one of the funniest scenes is like towards the end, he's trying to get to like the duel, right? To like the location of the duel. And like eventually John Wick gets tossed down the stairs, and I thought it was on repeat. Like he just kept going down the stairs, another set of stairs, another set of stairs. I just thought it was so funny. It was almost like a soccer player getting fouled or something.
It was hilarious because I agree, because like it's so funny. Like Grouch was saying, one more set of stairs, one more,
and it would happen.
Yeah, he would like roll. He rolled down like, you know how it is, a whole like set of stairs, like, and there's a little and there's a little flat area, and then another round of stairs, and another. He must have gone down literally like 6 or 7 flights of stairs.
Which brings me to my next point. I told Grumble, I was like, hey, shouldn't one of the like 1,000 people he killed like stop this momentum?
Well, that's the thing is, let me set the scene. Is like he starts at the bottom of the stairs, and then it's the blind guy and like 20 of his friends just to kill John Wick. So he just starts taking out one after another, one after another. So he must have killed like 50 guys to get up these flight of stairs. And where are their dead bodies? And because he's rolling, you don't see one body. Who's gathering these freaking corpses? Who's clearing these stairs for all these rolling down the stairs and not one body? No, not a single one.
The guys are like, oh, I died. Let me go home now.
Yeah.
Yeah, there was nobody. And that happens in a couple scenes where they pan out. After like he murdered 1,000 people. They pan out and you don't see any of the dead bodies on the floor.
It's so funny too, because I think towards the end of the movie, when they're like, okay, now they have a duel set. It's going to be set the next morning. So you would think in my mind is like, hey, lay low until the next morning and then head out there, get an Uber or something and then drive out there. Why would you be like, well, you know what? Let me take a little stroll. I'm down toward the... I want to see the Eiffel Tower. Let me take a little stroll and take in the sights.
It's a beautiful city.
Yeah.
The most romantic city in the world.
Yeah, it's very romantic. But you know what? Everyone in Paris is ready to kill you. And you're like, oh, you know what? I'm going to take a little stroll and take in the sights. So he like walks.
Eat some baguette.
Yeah, have some baguettes and some croissants. So he's just wandering. He starts heading for the Eiffel Tower. And literally like 1,000 assassins all show up. You know what? At some point I was like, I think I've seen enough killing for a day. He kills like 159 people in this little roundabout. I swear, you've got to watch this movie for this scene. Because it's one guy.
Or don't.
Yeah, or don't. Just take my word for it. He kills one guy after another in this one little roundabout in front of the Eiffel Tower. He literally kills 100, if not 150 people in this roundabout. But somebody is out there gathering these bodies because these cars are still going to the roundabout, round and round and round. You would think after like 20, 30 bodies are lined up and you're mounting up in the middle of this roundabout, you say, hey, maybe we should stop driving around in circles this thing because look at all these dead bodies. Nope. He keeps killing one after another. And the cars, the amount of cars he took out, it's just boggling. Where are the cars? Where do they all go? Where do the bodies go?
Where's the cops?
Where are the cops? 20 minutes of him nonstop slaughtering en masse, people after people, assassin after assassin, just wiping them out, killing them, taking their cars, blowing up the cars, and there's no police.
No Shazams.
Nobody. You don't even see the cars piling up the dead bodies. Where did the bodies go? Nobody knows.
But in epic John Wick style, I knew it was coming. He freaking jumped out of building.
Oh, well, I didn't jump out. Yeah, he's like...
He did, right? He jumped out.
No, I think they knocked him out.
No, I think he jumped, man.
He jumped?
Yeah, he jumped. Hit something on the way down.
Well, he falling out of a building, 4th floor, hits a van, demolishes the van, and he gets up like in 5-10 seconds, wipes himself off. I'm good to go. Who's next?
Nice.
I literally fell off a 6-foot ladder.
Hurricane Wilma.
Yeah. Yeah. I was putting up my shutters during Hurricane Wilma, and I fell off a 6-foot ladder, and I was concussed. And I fell in a bush. I was concussed. I needed to call for help. I had to call Grouch. He came on and got me. And
I said I can't. Hurricane's coming.
Yeah. Yeah, so he was busy putting up his blinds or whatever, and I was stuck up like 3 hours.
That's because you're no John Wick.
Yeah. I think I kind of hit my head. And I was out for like 3 hours. Meanwhile, this guy falls a 4-story building, demolishes a van with his body, and 5 seconds later, he's up and about. Yeah, I was freaking, I was concussed. I didn't know where I was. Meanwhile, this guy falls 40 feet, gets up. Who's next? So stupid.
I thought he was eyeing the Eiffel Tower. He's like, maybe I can jump over that. Now that I'm here in Paris.
Yeah. That actually might hurt eventually.
Maybe.
Yeah, so then, so keep in mind, at this point in the movie, I would love to see a body count on this one. How many people did he kill in this movie? Because if you count John Wick 1 to John Wick 4, how many people did he actually kill? I'm thinking we're at least 1,000.
Bro, he killed more people than COVID.
Yeah, I was gonna say, where's Fauci? You think COVID is bad? Have you ever met John Wick?
You need to get the CDC to go get John Wick. You need a vaccine for John Wick.
And the thing about John Wick, if he sees you've been shot in the leg, it's like 2 to the head. You can make sure you're dead.
He's like, I got extra bullets.
Yeah.
Why not?
And so then, at the end of the movie, after spending maybe like 3 hours just killing assassin after assassin after assassin, you know what I thought was really funny too, watching this movie is I kept seeing this over and over throughout the entire movie now keep in mind, I guess the suit is like Kevlar. It's like body armor.
Batman don't even have that suit.
No, man. Even Batman, he gets shot a couple times. He goes down, man. Even Batman's armor is not as effective as this freaking suit, which looks literally as thick as,
as my suit of the regular suit.
Yeah. So it's so funny here. Whenever John Wick is getting shot at, he'll take his suit and cover his face like Dracula. He takes his,
with the cape.
He takes his suit, covers his face, but nobody can shoot this guy's hands. So he must get shot like 10,000 times. Nobody can even nick his hand, his head. Okay. So the very end of the movie now, we're finally getting to the end, and thank God, because this movie was dragging for me. I think let's just end this already. Because this was a lot of slow scenes, bringing it down for me. I started to really lose interest. I was like, okay, let's just get to the freaking finale already, because it's too much.
Even the finale dragged on. One bullet at a time.
You're right,
I was like,
yeah.
oh my God. Just put 3 bullets in the freaking gun already, bro.
Yeah.
Oh my God.
So it becomes almost like
that's like a half-hour scene.
Yeah.
One bullet. Okay, you missed the first
minutes.
time. You missed the first time. Okay, here's the second bullet.
Yeah, here you
Let's
go.
walk back.
Load
count 20
properly.
steps.
Yeah.
1. Oh, let's count in French too. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8.
That was 21.
Oh yeah, go
back
back.
a
Yeah.
step.
Hey, I think I gave you the wrong bullet here.
Yeah.
Hold on a second.
Yeah.
Oh my God. 30 minutes later.
Now let's watch them reload the gun. This is the great reloading scene, everybody. Watch it. Look at that. Oh. Yeah. Oh, no, fucking just go at it, please.
I threw myself down the stairs in the movie because we were on H8.
Yeah.
Seat H8 and 9. I just threw myself down. Oh my God. They drag that thing so bad. It's freaking ridiculous, man.
Yeah, so
It's like somebody died already, bro.
Yeah. So they finally had the final shootout. And what I thought was kind of weird, I guess because the main marquee said, I want the Japanese blind guy to take my spot. So it was a Japanese blind guy, Kane, versus John Wick. So at first they walked 20 paces.
It was like 30, I think.
I think it was 30, yeah. 30 paces. And I'm like, why bother show 30? Why don't you start off at 30 paces? You stand there and go. So we're going to watch him. 1, 2. Me and Grajacani are down 5, 21, 22.
Like, ocho, nueve.
Get in there already.
Yes. Oh my God. I had enough time for all, like 5 languages, bro. I was kind of Portuguese. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. I was like,
Seriously.
Oh my God.
So they finally counted out, and then 30 paces. I'm thinking once they hit 30, bam, fire. No, it's all right, guys. Now stop and turn around.
Are you guys ready? You ready?
Yeah. Say hello to your buddy over there, and now go. Whenever I say go, what? It should have been 30. Go. No. Okay, 30. You guys ready? Aim. Fire. Are you sure you're ready?
Yeah. I think. Hey, look how he's holding his gun. Hey, put it all the way down. Come on. Hey, come on. Hey, hold on. I forgot. The other guy can't even see. Oh my God.
He chose a blind guy to shoot. Come on. You know what John Wick should have done? Maybe crawl on the ground or something. And then fire.
As soon as he's like, turn around, I would have laid on the floor.
Yes. John Wick should have got on the ground, and, he's no idea what he's doing over there. Nobody's going to walk in a straight line. Go that shit diagonal. You know where you are. He's so stupid. He chose a blind guy to shoot John Wick.
He's like, wait. John, is that you? Yes, it's me, blind guy.
So they opening round, I think they each hit each other's arm.
Oh my God.
Yeah. And then they go 20 paces. So, moving.
And then we have to watch 20 more minutes.
Yeah. Walk off those 10. Here we go.
1, 2, 4, 5, 6.
Yeah, 8, 7, 6, 5. Oh my God. Get over there already. As I was saying, this shit was drawn out to hell. Get over there. Put a little X.
Listen. Hey. That was as drawn out as what we're talking about right now.
You know what it reminded me of?
It's us describing the scene. That's how it's drawn out.
Yeah, you know what it reminded me of? Have anyone out there seen, I'm sure you all have, The Good, the Bad, and the Ugly? But done way better. They even had like the music, I swear. A variation of The Good, the Bad, and the Ugly, but done way better. It builds tension, but this didn't build tension. I don't need to see you walk that other 10 paces out, Mm-hmm. But it reminded very much of The Good, Bad, and the Ugly. But
and at the end, you didn't even fall for it. You even turned to me. Yeah. It was like, hey, John Wick never shot his gun.
Yeah. Well, so what happens? So they go to 20 paces now. They both shoot, and then yeah. So
pistol.
Exactly how it sounded. So John Wick gets a shot in the shoulder, and Kane gets shot in the belly. And they said 10 paces. We get to watch them walk 10 more feet. So they walk 10 paces. And then I called it because the Kane shoots, but I go, hey, I don't think Wick shot. I don't think Wick fired. He got, John Wick got shot in the stomach. So he got shot 3 times, and he's on the ground. And then now, of course, Marquis says, now the coup de grace. Grabs the guy's gun. And he goes, goodbye, John Wick. He takes the gun out, and then John Wick shoots him in the head. And he's like, you didn't realize I had 1 bullet left. Because he didn't fire his round.
So he said,
yeah. Shot him in the head. No surprise there. So then the Marquis dies, and
Winston gets the...
Yeah, so Winston, they get to rebuild his hotel.
The Continental. And the blind guy gets his eyesight back.
I can see!
The blind guy gets his eyesight back, he gets his daughter back, and he lived happily ever after. And Winston, he gets his hotel. And here's the kicker is, John Wick saved all these people's lives. He saved the Japanese guy, he saved Winston's life, everyone there. And then what happens? The poor guy got shot 3 times, and they watch him wander off. Oh, wait, John, good luck to you. Help the guy, at least stop the bleeding. And they let him just have a seat on the stairs, and next you know, the guy dies. Mm-hmm. I blame Winston. I don't blame the blind guy because he probably didn't think you shot him once. The blind guy was like...
He's like, what are you talking about? I missed 3 times.
The blind guy was like, what?
I shot him? Who was I fighting? John Wick?
Seriously.
I thought I was fighting the Marquis.
Yeah. Eventually, we go to the scene where I can't believe freaking John Wick is dead. He's gone.
Good.
No, it's not good. I was kind of a little depressed.
Bad.
So
Don't be depressed.
So John Wick is gone. No, so there's the grave site. It's all somber, all crying, and all of a sudden, da-na-na-na.
What?
Da-na-na-na.
Who's that?
Here comes Wonder Woman. Hero, you're my hero. And she has this staff with her, and she takes the staff and like slams it into the ground in front of John Wick's tombstone. And wouldn't you believe, a few seconds later, you see John Wick's arm come out of the ground, and eventually he comes climbing out of the ground, and everyone's so excited and happy to see him. And I was happy to see him too, man. I was so psyched to see John Wick is still alive. Now I know the killings can continue because nobody can tap 2 rounds into someone's head quite like John Wick. So thank you, Wonder Woman.
All right, so one of the scenes in the movie that like cracks me up at the end, even though it's like sad, right? Like it's supposed to be sad. Like John Wick starts thinking, he's like sits on the stair. He's about to die.
Yeah.
He starts thinking of his like
John Wick can't die.
He was dying.
Yeah.
And then like the movie actually shows him thinking of his wife.
Yeah.
Yeah, who's in heaven, and then probably his dog was like in heaven. Mm-hmm. But let's be real, John Wick ain't going to heaven. He killed more people than World War II, man.
Listen,
Megan has a better chance. Going to
hey,
heaven,
listen, he had a job to do, man. I don't know, so I'm kind of torn on that one.
God was like, okay, it was your job. Clock out. You can come in.
Listen, just because you kill like 10,000 people doesn't make him a freaking villain, you know. I think heaven, we're more than happy to take him in. I don't know. I think he's a good guy at the end of the day. But who knows?
Listen, last thing I heard, legend says John Wick and the devil play poker every Wednesday night.
So, ultimately, what say you, man? Did you think it was good? It was like, what's your rating for this?
I was going to give it unwatchable. But then I don't know. I started thinking of like a couple scenes that were like really good, right? Like the scene where they pan out and like you see, it's almost like a video game. It's just like everybody's hiding around. I really loved John Wick 1, 2, maybe even a little bit of 3. But John Wick 4 just felt it was not good. I would give it 3.5. That would be my rating.
Okay. I can see that. I'm with you on that. I guess maybe I saw more in it than you did. I thought there was more better scenes than maybe you thought were there. But I'm gonna give it a 4 out of 10. I think it wasn't that bad. It was pretty. It's pretty decent. So I'm giving it a 4 out of 10. Not that bad, man. Decent. It was acceptable.
The Grumble and Grouchy Show.
Wonder Woman, Wonder Woman. All the world is waiting for you and the power you possess. In your satin tights, fighting for your rights, and the old red, white, and blue.